Hi everybody, it's Lori Houston. This is my first flower pop video. I am so excited. Thank you for joining me. Please hit the subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up at the end of this video. Today I am going to be doing a flower pop with some paints that I purchased at Target. It is the Mondo Llama series. They're actually very inexpensive and I wanted to give them a try. This morning I did a video and I wasn't really happy with the outcome. So I'm showing you the flowers that I did. I haven't added the stems yet. So what I thought I would do this afternoon is I would go ahead and do two 10 by 10 canvases to match this flower pop that I did earlier today. The colors that I'll be using today, this is orange soda, and all of my paints are mixed 2.5 Floetrol to 1 part paint. And I did not add any water, and there's no silicone in any of my paints. So the orange soda, and then we have summer strawberry. Very, very pretty color. And then we also have mystical unicorn. Really love that. It has a great shimmer in the finished product. And I'm going to be doing a swipe technique, and my swipe color is going to be warm embers, and this is a metallic with the Mondo Llama. I'll also use that to form my petals. So I wanted to introduce the colors, let you know it's going to be a swipe technique, and when you're finished, let me know what you would like to see. If you like the flower pop, give me a big thumbs up. Let's get painting. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm all set up for creating the two 10 by 10s to match the picture that I did this morning. Very excited. Turned out beautiful using the Mondo Llama paints. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the orange soda. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit here. And we're going to be using a swipe technique. And again, my paints are mixed with 2.5 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. Okay. This is a very, very bright color. All right. Here we go. Okay. Tip this up a little bit. So this is probably going to be a little more subtle than the one that I made this morning. So it'll kind of have a contrast to it, which I absolutely love when you can have a contrast. And my swipe color, I'm going to use the Warm Embers by the Mondo Llama. So I think I'm actually, I'm going to tilt it a little bit. I'm going to do a thin layer, and this is actually leftover paint, so I'm trying to be a little bit cautious here as I pour this because I don't have a lot of it left. They're such small bottles, but I believe they were $1.75. It was amazing. Okay, then we're going to take the cake spreader and we're just going to go ahead and gently kind of mix these paints together. And over the edge. So important to get your edges now. There we go. There's no right or wrong when you're doing this. But I will say the swipe part of this is so important because it's the base for your background on your flowers. So very important that you get it good. Get some of these corners, make sure the edges are good. Okay, there's a little bit here. colors are so pretty. Okay, we're gonna do the same. Whoops, we don't wanna go into the black. Do the same here. These paints are so thin. They're not really highly pigmented, and they're definitely not the top of the line paints, but I wanted to try them because their colors were just so, I think it was the way they had them displayed in the store. It's all about presentation sometimes, and it was just these colors together. I actually picked them out and said, I'm going to do a flower pop while I was in the store. So I also got some other paints from them, Delta. They are called Delta. And they're like a flash paint. They're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so now that we've covered our canvas, we're gonna go ahead and swipe. I'm gonna do this one first. Okay, just enough to swipe. And we're gonna wet our paper towel. And I'm just using a regular white paper towel, and I'm gonna saturate the bottom enough to where it's damp and it's going to cling to the paint. And I like, when I'm using a thinner paint, I like these dollar store paper towels. And the reason is they're thinner. And so they really grasp the paint when I'm trying to do a swipe. And you can see the black. Now we're ready. Let's just pull very gently. And again, this is such an important part because this is actually the background. Ooh, that turned out beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Tilt this a little bit. I don't want a huge kind of rock it back. There we go. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to tip this one up. I'm going to rock it a little bit. Make sure we got a good background. I went ahead and poured both of them at the same time because I was worried I wouldn't save enough paint to do the second one. And I really wanted this to be a triptych with 3 because of the colors are just so gorgeous. And we'll rock it back. Okay, beautiful. That's a perfect background. Let me wipe my hands off. That's beautiful. Let's go ahead and torch. Get the bubbles out. Okay, that one is ready. All right, so now let me do this again since I kind of messed it up a little bit. All right, now we're gonna get our paper towel. We're gonna dampen it. Okay, kind of shake it. It's so important that it's straight. Get it to cling to that black paint. You'll see it coming through. Perfect. Once you see it, you want to pull kind of slow and even, best as you can, and then kind of let it go over the bottom edge. That way you've covered your edge. Perfect. Do the same thing. I'm going to rock this forward. And you can see there was a lot more black paint on this one. That's no problem. We're gonna tilt some of this off. Okay, there we go. Tilt it off. I'm gonna rock it back, get a little bit more even. We're gonna tilt this corner off so that there's not a lot of black on that corner. Sometimes tilting takes a minute when you're trying to get the right, what you're looking for. You can see this strip of black right here that I'm trying to kind of tilt off. And it'll make these two look a little bit more symmetrical. Okay, let's go back and go to the corner. We're just really, right now, I'm just trying to straighten it up a little bit. I'm actually going to flip it. And I'm going to tilt, I'm going to rock it again over to this corner. I haven't worked with one of these small canvases in a while. I'm just going to keep tilting it. The only corner I really don't care for is right up there. And typically you could add more paint, especially when you're doing a like a ring pour. But in this situation, I don't really want to add any paint. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to make sure all my corners are covered. And once I see that everything's covered, that's covered, kind of walk around. In areas that need quite a bit of paint to cover, I will use the spatula to do it. Okay, that looks good. Now this one, you can see it's not as straight. We can bring it down a little bit. Just let it straighten up just a tad. And all I'm doing is holding it, trying to line it up just a little bit better. It's looking good. There we go. Perfect. Very similar. That is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to wipe my hands off and I'm going to torch it. One thing I did find when I did the painting this morning is you get these little circles in this paint, and I don't know why, but they don't really show up once I blow my flowers. All right, so the backgrounds are ready. Absolutely gorgeous. I am going to transfer these to my flower blowing station, and then we are going to do the petals and some of the stems. I'm hoping we may do those later. It just depends on how the paint is setting when I blow out the petals. So I will see you shortly. Hi, I'm back. Okay, I have moved my first 10 by 10 over to my flower blowing station. I'm actually going to use a squirt bottle, and I've put the black from the Mondo Llama in my squirt bottle to make my petals. So let's get started. And remember, I am going to be using this as to do a triptych with the painting I did this morning. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll do one with a flower to the right, this right, and one to the left. So I'm going to do a fairly large flower. So I just want to put a drop here. And then I'm going to use a straw. I do have the Puffy 2000 that I use as well. Love this. But I am going to use a straw, I believe, today to start this. Okay, let's get started. Beautiful. I think I'm going to add one here. And when you're blowing, it's just a very soft, and you're carrying the black paint to kind of push the other paint into the petal. And that creates kind of the wave around the edge of the petals. Beautiful. Okay, and I think we're going to put the stem here and we're going to come down this way. So I'm going to do one this way and one this way. This is going to be very simple to go with the other flower pop. So I said I'm going to do one here And I'm going to do 2 petals. 3, I guess. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. I hope you can see that. It's gorgeous. So if we come down here and here, I'm thinking I'm going to do, oh my goodness, these colors are gorgeous. I don't like that area right there. So I really wanted to do a flower there. So if I do, trying to think of the picture, so if I do this one this way, I'll do one here. Okay, that way I can get rid of this area that I don't care for. Beautiful. Oh yeah, love it. So like I said, we'll do here, and we'll bring this one down, and then we'll do one right here. And what I've found with these paints, when I do my stems, they sink into the paint because they're just, you know, there's just not a lot of pigment in these paints. They're very thin. So I'm going to let them dry a bit, and then I'm going to just add the stems on them at that time. There we go. So I think I'm making it very simple. That's beautiful. So this again, I'll turn this around, and now I'm just going to kind of play with the petals a bit. Love this. This has turned out absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to turn it around and show you, and so that you can see. I can bring it up too so you can see. Very gorgeous. The colors are just amazing. I'm going to go ahead and I'll get this painting. It still is drying from this morning. Excuse me. Just to kind of give you an idea again, here is the painting, and I am actually going to create one for each side. So I think this will look good here, and then the other one will go on the other side. Going to be gorgeous. So in saying that, I don't want to add a whole bunch of flowers on this one. And I'm going to add a little bit of definition. So all I do is I take some of my black paint, and I get my skewer, and I just add a little bit of definition to the petals. Okay, and I just follow the lines of the paint that's already there, and it just kind of makes it look more like a flower. Wipe it off on my paper towel, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Beautiful. Love that. And then sometimes I like to put a little crest on the top, and since I did that in the original picture, and I just follow the paint and bring it up. Bring this down just so it fades. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, that one's done. Bring that down just a tad, and then I wipe my skewer off a little bit. And this petal here, it looks like there's a petal underneath, so we're going to follow the line of that petal right here. I'm going to go to the top, kind of crest it. Gorgeous. Wipe this off. I think I'll add, I may change the shape of that petal. This one here, I'm going to follow it like I said, down, and then up a little bit. Wipe off my skewer. And I don't outline every petal per se, just where I think it needs it. Beautiful. And then where I crest it varies as well. So I think with this one, just coming halfway and just giving it a little, I might want to bring this down a bit. just adds definition, and it just makes the flower come to life when you add a little bit of these crests. It's just, I love doing this. This is just my favorite part. Okay. Don't want to get too fancy, Lori. There you go. Oh my goodness, I love that. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so those two are done. Now we have to decide what we're going to do with this big flower here. And I think I'm going to come up along the edges. There we go. Kind of follow the flower line. Looks good. I see a line here that would probably look really good defined. Beautiful. I think this bottom petal needs something added to it. And it's so great when you can, when the petals are defined like this. It's not always that way. Sometimes I use similar colors, and so the definition is not there. We'll kind of, because the colors are so similar. And then I think I will do one more. I think we need to tie this in. Go up. Love it. I hope you all are enjoying this video, and I'm so hoping I can teach everybody what I've learned. Again, it's a big thank you to Olga Sobey in this technique, because I just fell in love with it. She's an amazing artist. I'm sure many of you follow her. And if you don't, you need to check her out right away. She's amazing. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely gorgeous. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to torch. I'm going to wipe my hand off. I'm going to torch it. Okay, perfect. And then I'm actually going to move this one up, and I'm going to bring in another one, containers, so I can kind of keep an eye on what I've already done. That'll help me with the composition. So I'm going to bring this over. This was over here on my swiping station. Just gonna bringing it over, and notice that one of the corners needs a little bit of paint on it. So we're going to lay it down very carefully. There we go. And again, these paints are so thin. It's a little bit harder to work with these, but they've done amazing. I'd buy them again for sure. Okay, so now we have to decide, based on the flower that we just did, where do we want the flowers to show on this background? So I'm thinking that we're going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to turn it this way. And this is the way I believe that we're going to, because this is this way, I'm wondering if it'd be best to have it this way, because we're going to put the big flower up here. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Here we go. Let's get started. I'm just double checking, making sure that's really what I want to do. Because again, this has a lot to do with, you know, how it looks in the end. And I think I'm going to switch it around again. So indecisive. Okay, so let's start. And remember, we did a big flower in the left corner, so we're going to do one in the right this time. And that one has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 petals, so we want to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to blow this way. So what do we got there? We've got 5. Okay. One more. Okay, perfect. One thing I did notice, this one doesn't have any white in it like the other flower. So we're going to add some white. I'll show you how you do that. Okay. Just defining the petals a little bit. That looks great. Okay, beautiful. All right, now we did a 3-petal flower here. We're going to do the same thing. Okay. And let's see. There we go. And then we did one up here in the corner. So I'm going to say it's about midway here. Okay. Beautiful. And then we did another 2-petal, and it's a little bit higher here. Perfect. And we are going to go ahead and define our petals. I think I'm going to torch real quick. Get all the bubbles out. All right. And now, get my black. I'm going to define the petals again. I kind of want to bring that down a little bit. Perfect. Great. All right, this is the fun part. I kind of roll my skewer so that it doesn't drip. Again, I just follow the lines of the petal that was already created when you blew it with the straw. So I'm not really recreating as much as just outlining what's already there. And you'll see when you use different paints, sometimes the black sinks. So believe it or not, the thinner the paints, the better it is to form petals, but it's harder for the full coverage part of it. So it just takes a little practice, and before you know it, you'll be creating beautiful petals, beautiful flowers. Look at that pop of color. It's exactly why I named this series Flower Pop, because it's just amazing every time I do this. Okay, let's roll it a little bit. Bring this one up. Bring this one up. Okay. I think this petal is coming through here. Oh yeah. Wow. Love it. And we're going to outline this one, but I am going to have to, I believe it would be beneficial to add some white. And I'll show you why. I'll set them up together so you can see the white in the other. I'm going to have to add a little bit. Okay. Here's a good line here, I think, to follow. And the petals are overlapping. That's what I like about this technique, is it really does look so real. Okay, and then we want to bring this down, kind of like we did the other one. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. And now I just, like I said, I really believe I need to add a little bit of white. And I think I have a tiny bit of white paint left. Enough to add, yeah. Just enough in the cup. So I'm going to get, I'm going to try a skewer that I've used over and over, so it's got a little bit of paint buildup on it. And I'm going to try to add just a little bit of white. Okay. Just a little bit in the petals. And just to shadow it a tad, so that we don't have a flower that looks too different. Not that it really, just adding this in so that it'll be a little bit more symmetrical. Oh yeah. So you don't necessarily want or need the flowers to look the same, because flowers don't look the same. But it's nice when you can add color to tie them together a little bit. I think that's going to do it. I think I'm going to put a little bit here and a little bit here. Maybe one more up at the top. Okay. Just adding a little bit of white. I think it's beautiful. I think they turned out amazing. Okay. That's it for this one. So I am going to torch again. Then I'm going to bring them side by side so that you can see. Beautiful. Okay, let me set my black paint aside, my torch. And then I'm going to bring these both in so that you can see the two of them together. All right, I'm going to turn them this way. beautiful. So hopefully you can see. I'm going to hold one here. There. I want to make sure I get them in the screenshot. Look at how gorgeous that is. They are absolutely beautiful. And I will add the black stems, and this will be a triptych. And you can reach me if you are interested in purchasing any of my artwork. I will be setting up an Etsy store and also a website very soon. I'm in the process of creating all of those fun things. But for now, you can email me at lorihouston56@gmail.com. If you're interested in any of my artwork, please let me know in the comments what you think, what you would like to see. If you have any questions or if I can help you in your art journey, please don't hesitate to ask. I will look forward to seeing and talking to each of you in my next flower pop video. Please give me a big thumbs up. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you're notified every time I have a new video that comes out. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday. Please take care. We will talk soon. And I am so thankful for each and every one of you over the last few weeks that have encouraged me to do this. Thank you so much. Till next time.